What up, everybody? This is TY, and I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about Triple G and wondering where is Triple G. I'm just trying to figure out, where has Triple G been? We noticed that he's not really fighting some of the fighters that he should be fighting. If you really look back at his career, he really has only fought a couple of fighters throughout his career. You can look at the Kell Brook fight, Kell Brook jumping up to middleweight and him fighting a Triple G fighting a welterweight. You could look at him fighting Daniel Jacobs, and that was a highly close fight. And obviously he's never gave Daniel Jacobs a rematch. And then you look at the fight that he had with Canelo, 2 fights with Canelo. The first fight, was close. I think that Triple G won that one. But the second one, I believe that Canelo won that one. But just looking at his career overall, and just the fact that he's ducked a lot of fighters such as Charlo, such as Andre, Billy Joe Saunders, Andre Ward, just to name a few, just has me wondering, where is Triple G? And just looking back at his career, you look at where it started at as far as, when he was on HBO and he had his knockout streak. And you think about, the KO streak. I think he had like 20-something knockouts in a row. But the way HBO hyped him up, they hyped him up to make him like he was a monster. He was the next Marvin Hagler. He was this middleweight Mike Tyson. He was just this terror in the middleweight division. And he was greater than some of these guys that were the greats in middleweight, like Marvin Hagler and Bernard Hopkins, just to name a couple. And it's just ridiculous that they would do that. And then remembering that, they said, he would fight anybody from 154 to 168. And then Andre Ward, that situation, and which Andre Ward is my favorite fighter. And so with him, ducking him, basically, and he was willing to move down to 154 to fight Floyd Mayweather. He was willing to fight Carl Froch and some of the other guys at 168. But when it came to Andre Ward, everybody bashed Andre Ward and said, oh, he's picking on little Triple G, which is not the case. This is a guy that called everybody out from that weight class, so why couldn't he make that fight? And the fight never happened. And so then go along and he calls out Canelo, and he's looking for the thing that he calls a big drama show, and he wants the big names and things like that. But at that time Canelo wasn't even at 160 yet. And once he did get to fight Canelo, the first fight, like I said, the first fight was close. The first fight, I thought Triple G did win that fight. I did give him that. I thought that he won the fight. He was controlling the fight with his jab, and I thought he won the fight. And then the second fight, I felt like that Canelo won that one. And then they were saying, especially his trainer at the time, Abel Sanchez, was saying that he's not fighting Mexican style and he should fight Mexican style. And what's funny is that Canelo actually did come to fight that fight, the second fight, but then Triple G was the one that didn't use the Mexican style that so-called he was supposed to use. So, and then now, he's just fighting a bunch of no-name guys. He's signed to the zone now, and he's just not fighting anybody. And then he turned down the fights with Jamal Charlo and Andre, and he doesn't want to fight these guys. And it's just not, it just doesn't make any sense. And it's like, You know, he's supposed to be this great middleweight fighter. Then why wouldn't he fight these guys that's in his weight class? And why is he fighting guys that are, we all know that are below him? You know, obviously he's in his late 30s. What is he, 38, 39 years old? And, you know, time is ticking for him. But it doesn't make any sense why this guy is not fighting the best fighters at middleweight. And I believe that Charlo and Andre deserve that chance to fight him. I'm not understanding why the Zone are not, at least especially with Andre, with him being on the Zone also, that they're not pushing Triple G to fight Andre. You know, and this is just the thing that they do to black fighters, which is just totally unfair and just sickening. And I think something that needs to be done about this, you know, because it's not fair to these brothers out here that's trying to make a name, and then these guys are ducking them, you know, and then they want to say that the brothers are, you know, what have they done? Well, it's kind of hard to do something when the top guys don't want to fight you, you know, and this is what we are getting now, is just Triple G fighting these guys, even Canelo fighting guys that are below him, and he's not even fighting Charlo or Andre. So that's just my quick take on that. Just wondering, where is Triple G? Where is he at? Why is he not fighting these guys? It doesn't make any sense. He's fighting a bunch of no-name guys, but he's not stepping up. He's supposed to be this great middleweight. He's supposed to be this knockout artist, but yet, really, who is he really knocking out? And on top of that, he hasn't really beaten anybody, you know. And if you look at his resume, I mean, he's only beaten a welterweight, which was Kell Brook, you know. And like I said, he had 2 close fights with Canelo, and he had a close fight with Daniel Jacobs. But besides those fights, who else is on his resume? So basically, his career has been chasing Canelo, and it just doesn't make any sense. So my thing is, and my question is, where's Triple G? Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and just appreciate your time. Peace.